I want to talk about Power, the TV show, by 50 Cent, right? Because I feel like it actually is a lot deeper, and it's one of the most successful black TV shows of all time, right? It's like the first real, cinematic television universe uh, of this scale in modern media, right? Because like Power has been persisting for 12 years now, right? It's 2026. The original series launched in 2014, right? And I personally, honestly, I want to talk about this because I personally think that 50 Cent is like a genius. I think he's a genius entrepreneur. Uh, his mindset is just like, it's so insane. Now, because like let's not get it twisted too, all right? Part of like what the genius is, like that's not saying that like, oh, do the exact same things that 50 Cent does. No, 50 Cent is a villain. He's a real deal villain, right? Like there's a reason why he got shot 9 times, right? Because like he's a menace, right? And you see it, you still see it. He's still a menace, right? Because he still brings that mindset. But I still think it's worthwhile to like sit down and analyze it because I think like yes, he is like not like a great person. He's still a genius, right? And that's what Power does. It like it it provides a world. It creates a world where you can analyze that, right? Where because like part of the point is to showcase that like a lot of people will say that like, oh, black people are dumb, right? Like that's it's a very common racist trope, right? That like black people are just like inherently less intelligent, right? We have the whole thing with like the where people will be like, oh, the average IQ in Africa is like 87 IQ points, right? Even though like I don't even want to get too much on a tangent. It's just like it's a very common trope, right? And the whole part of the point of Power, not the whole point, part of the point of Power is to showcase a world like of gangsters, of criminals, of entrepreneurs, of politicians, of corrupt politicians, of how lawyers, right? Lawyers who are on the side of law, right? Often are as bad or as twisted as the criminals, right? And this isn't even so much of what happens in Power. It takes a lot from real life. Yes, it's a fiction. It's very fictionalized. It's very dramatized. But Power still like it still showcases a world that is reasonable enough to our real world where it's like you can tell that like a lot of the things that happen in Power were things that 50 Cent himself experienced in his current life, right? As an entrepreneur, a business person, somebody actually does have quite a bit of influence on, the culture, like of people's mindsets, of people's what they're thinking, of their behaviors, right? He actually is like very much influencer, right? He's one of the most like not to mention his rap career. We're just focusing on like the business right now, like the creative world that he's made in Power. You can tell that he's experienced a lot of what you see in the show himself, right? Because he was real deal out here in the streets. Like 50 Cent isn't like other people who be like, oh yeah, I'm from the hood, It's like I'm from the gutter. No, no, no. 50 Cent was like he was for real in the streets, and part of the genius of it is that like he's figured out a way to make his actual criminal history and past profitable, and turn it into a business where he can just be like, yes, I did these things, but it's fictionalized, right? Because like he even has himself as like a self-insert character. Now, was he actually moving out here and possibly? Honestly, what like, I was gonna say, like, was 50 Cent actually moving like Kanan? Like, or is it just like 50 Cent just like glazing himself, being like, oh yeah, I'm hard body like that, right? I'm a real deal villain. But like at the same time, 50 Cent, he he moves too crazy. 50 Cent is in a, like an exceptional in the sense that like he is the exception. He's one of the few, and that's why it's so crazy that he's built this world that has persisted for 10 plus years. Where it's like you have the Power of the original series, right? where it focuses on like this Romeo and Juliet style between like a criminal and a married criminal, mind you, married criminal with kids, right? So he has a wife and kids who falls in love, who re-falls in love with his old childhood flame, um, who happens to be a lawyer, right? And so they're on opposite sides of the law, but they love each other. Like that's their one. That's their person. They're connected, right? So Power focuses the original series focuses on that, right? Along with like all these like dynamics. What I love about Power is that like whenever you have a scene, it's never just like one thing happening. There's always multiple layers. There's always multiple layers to what's happening, right? Where it's like one person will say like well, like the different character actions will be like, oh, this person loves this person, but then they betrayed them, or like it's like like you get to see the gears turning in the characters' minds on how they can achieve their goals despite all the layers of conflict, right? Where it's like there's affection, right? But like oftentimes they can't trust each other, right? But it's also set in this world of like entrepreneurs, of nightclubs, of business people, right? Of lawyers. It's like it's sexy. There's so much sex. There's so much sex in Power. That's like one of the things. It's like there's so much sex, and it's like you know what? That is it's a very prominent form of power, right? Um, and like the power of like masculinity versus femininity, the way that they describe that, because like in Power Book 2 especially, right? Power Book 2 Ghost, where it's a spin-off, right? Because there's multiple books after the original Power. So like the first, honestly, the first like part of Power, the original series, it's still the best, right? But if you go and watch like Power Book 2 Ghost, I took some time. I love this show, honestly, right? Because like I'm kind of like the age demographic that they were looking for. I'm back in college actually, right? So like the Power Book 2 Ghost focuses on the college setting, um, and it's a spinoff. And it's like, oh man, I love this dynamic. It's genuinely a good show. It's genuinely a good show, right? You have like Mary J. Blige playing Monet Tejada, right? One of the best original characters that we've had come out of television in a long time, right? In my personal opinion, like such prominent, so iconic, and I love how she describes like femininity as a form of power, right? It's not something to be like necessarily dominated as so many people like to say, like suggest. Like that's not intrinsic, that's not inherent. Like femininity is very powerful, right? And I love how they analyze that, how they showcase that. It's genuinely interesting. Like because they set Power Book 2 in a college, right? Where the college course is actually like it's like very analytical and theoretical, right? Canonical studies, right? Which is like like a deep literary, philosophical, ethical, theological, like study, right? So it's like, man, this show's crazy. I genuinely love Power. It's one of my favorite TV shows. I love just like, it's one of the most easy to binge shows as well, because like some shows like you have to like if there's effort when it comes to like sitting down and like trying to like watch like a full season or trying to like watch the entire series. Meanwhile, like for Power, I'm like, yo, these episodes are flying. They're going through. You're going through like each season isn't too long. It's like really well paced. Honestly, Power has good pacing. That's one of the strengths of it. Because like not every show has like good. It feels like a drag, right? Power flies by, but it's like there's so much that happens in each episode, and it feels like it's very entertaining, right? And it offers like good, like philosophical questions. And 50 Cent has been able to maintain this series for 12 years now with multiple spin-offs where he's creating his own interconnected universe of different spans of time, different like fully encased timeline where the story doesn't end. Like there's conclusions, but the actual like the world keeps growing. And as a One Piece fan, you know, I appreciate that. That's the kind of storytelling that I like. He's basically copying. He's making his own black One Piece, his own black live action One Piece, right? Because like it is like very action oriented. I love characters like Tommy. Tommy Egan is like an excellent character, right? Like Ghost as the main character, he's like very suave, very sophisticated. It's like he's so charming where it's like you want to keep rooting for him, right, to succeed, even though like he is a stone cold villain. Like he'll trick you. That's the thing. Ghost will trick you into thinking that like he's not like a scumbag son. He will legit have you on his side where you'll be annoyed for his sake. You'll be like, oh man, like he really got one over, right? He'll trick you as an audience member into forgetting that this guy is a stone cold killer. He's like dirty, right? Like no allegiances, no loyalty, no nothing, right? Like he'll do anything to achieve his goals. But like he makes it seem as if like it is about like the emotional connection, right? Like and part of the grounding force of the series is Ghost and Angela's relationship. You really do feel like they're in love. You really do feel like that's their person. Like they got like that's their like they really is like their ride or die, right? Like they would do anything. Like yes, they are on opposite sides of the law, right? But like when push comes to shove, it's Ghost and Angela, right? Like Tasha, well, she looks out for her kids, right? And if that means taking care of Ghost, that means taking care of Ghost. But Tasha's over Ghost. Because, like, Tasha only loved Ghost if he was, like, all in with being, like, a criminal. And the crazy thing is, like Ghost is a criminal. Like, that's his thing. Like, he's not gonna, like, just because he's with Angela and Tosh wasn't in the picture, he'd still, the game, because that's the thing about the game, right? You're never fully out of the game. Like, once you start playing the game, you can never just like undo it, right? And the series like actively like covers those ideas, right? Where it's like it follows you, and how it changes you, and like each book has like different takes on it, right? So like yeah, like Tommy Egan, he's an excellent character. I love Joseph Sikora as an actor, right? Because it's like he does not talk or sound like that in person. But like the anger, right? Because a lot of characters they go angry and it's just like it's just like so over the top, right? Yes, Tommy Egan is the over the top, but it's like there's a level of like thinking behind it, like there's strategy. Like he's crazy, right? And he legit like you can tell he goes white sometimes. Like he just like sees he blanks out and just like goes into a fit of rage. But it's like, oh man, he's a good gangster. He's a good ass gangster. He's cold as fuck. Like you love his relationship with Ghost, right? I wish that we were able to see more of that. I wish we were able to see more of Kanan in Power, right? Because like we missed that. Like see like seasons 1 through 4 are so peak. Season 5's good, and then season 6 pretty whack, right? I like Power but Ghost a lot. I don't know if I love Tariq. I think I love Tariq. I don't know if I love like Michael Rainey Jr. as an actor. Not gonna lie, like I don't know. I gotta see something from. I know that's a character, right? But like maybe I need to see like Michael Rainey Jr.'s range outside of Power, right? Outside of like stuff like that as an adult. You know, I haven't done that yet. Maybe that's on me. But I love Tariq as a character, if that makes sense, right? Because he really does like he's a thinker, right? Like it is kind of crazy how like he has like legit like 3 girls like all just like yes you can rosters are a thing. The way that he's moving is crazy. Because he'll legit like have like Lauren like coming up clueless, have no idea what's going on, just being used but as a tool by somebody, right? But just because it's Paige Hurd, you're like, oh yeah, I like Lauren, even though like she's lost. And like poor girl, like she just gets like used and abused in this show, right? And then you have Effie. He probably should have been like focusing on Effie, like she that like logically, right? Cause like yeah, he like Diana always had a thing for him, and Diana is smart, but like I feel like you can't trust Diana, right? Like she's the one who's like when things are awry, like Effie would have your back if you had her back, right? But Diana, and it's making me laugh because like that's how Monet says it too, but like that's Tariq's baby mama now, right? So it's like I don't know. Book two is good. I think like the first two seasons, like actually is like surprisingly good. Like season two is like surprise. Season two, episode eight, drug related, right? When they have like a dinner, and like you have like Monet and like Poppy's out. Poppy's out of the bin, right? Like spoiler alert, Poppy's out. uh, when you have like Poppy out of the bin, you know, and then Diana like bops up all the truth on the table, right? Like this show is legendary. Like that okay, you gotta see like the whole table scene in Power, Book Two, Ghost. I know the names are long, bro. Power, Book Three, Raising Kanan. Power, Book Four, Force. Like it's long as hell, bro. But when Diana like pops the table, like after they start like dissing her a little bit, she's like, "Oh, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that." After her doing some snooping, right? She finds some evidence, snooping, right? Like yes, she was right to snoop because like she was like, "Oh man, something's super off." Like, and this is the like drug gang. Like this is like the gang. Like yes, they're family, but like they're gangsters at the end of the day, right? So it's like if you're not paying attention to what's going on, you can get got, right? So yes, Diana's snooping, but like she was right to snoop, right? In the sense that like there was something awry and she figured it out, right? And she's like boom, boom, with the birth certificate, right? Zeke finds out he's not 19, he's 23 years old. Bro was in the middle of kindergarten, right? All of 10 years old with a bunch of 7-year-olds. With a bunch of 6-year-olds. They just thought he was tall. Like, no wonder he's good at basketball. They had him playing center in grade one. Oh my goodness. How old bro be? He's 10 years old. Cause like he's tall when he's an adult, but he's 10 years old. Like when he's 14, the rest of the kids are 10. He's already like 6'3". In like grade 5, they were like, "Oh, he's just tall." No, that's a grown man. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, no, Power is just insane, bro. It's a roller coaster. Like, there's ups and downs for sure. Because it's like, the writing gets real stupid sometimes. It gets real stupid sometimes. You can't even lie. But, when it's at its peak, Power is an excellent analysis of the human condition, in all honesty. Because, like, why crime inherently comes from like a lack of resources, right? If the thing that was needed, for the most part, like when it comes to like stealing and like shooting and stuff like that and war, it's for stealing resources, right? So if people had those things, right? Like let's say like Kanan, right? The man whom like manipulated so much of this world, of millions of dollars, right? like in New York City, so like massive influence, like being like the dominant figure of like the New York City underworld, influencing millions even while he's in prison, right? Like having motion even while behind the bars, right? Like that's motion, you know. How smart is this character? Like these are genuinely genius high IQ characters. They move fast in high pressure situations, in high risk like life or death situations. So imagine this person, like he does like, or Ghost for example, right? Because like the whole idea behind Ghost is that like, oh yeah, he wanted to go clean, he wanted to go legit, and he's like good at anything that he does, right? So he was like an excellent man. He was an excellent like nightclub owner. He was bringing like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? He went into politics, where he's influencing millions of dollars worth of uh, like funds, right? Think of Tariq, where this kid's like excelling in like hard Ivy League studies, right? While like taking care of his baby sister, while working as a drug dealer, right? If he was just focusing on his studies, he'd be an excellent student, right? He chose the drug life, and that's kind of on him. But it's because like Tariq had a cozy, but at the same time he's aware because he's like, you know what? He's protecting himself, right? Because like I'm only just now having this thought, but like Tariq is like he saw that like, oh no, this we're being lied to. We have to protect ourselves. We're in the drug game, right? Our dad is part of the drug game, so our mom is part of the drug game. So if we don't like step up and protect ourselves and be proactive, we're gonna get like blindsided. So like yeah, Tariq doing that stuff as a kid was, I always thought it was kind of dumb, but like from his perspective, he's just like, we got to be able to protect somebody. He's a young man trying to figure out how to like step up as a man in the world that he like now has his eyes open to, and because he's so smart, that's what happened, right? He was became like hyper aware of the fact that like not only are they in like the drug game, their father is like the biggest drug dealer. Like we kind of never get that perspective, but like he is like the biggest, highest, most influential like drug dealer in New York City, right? In New York City, right? So that's a pretty like massive deal. He's like the Tony Soprano. Like we don't think of Ghost as like that type of character, right? Where because like when you hear Tony Soprano, it's like, oh, you know he's like the mob boss that like everyone knows is a mob boss because of like the Italian style, right? And Power is heavily influenced by The Sopranos. Like you notice it not only in the gangster stuff, but also like Tony Teresi, um, like there's little clues. Like Teresi is the um, name of the doctor um, in Sopranos, right? So yeah, I think. Oh, also, I really don't like the gay storyline for Drew. Like, I like Drew as a character, but they focus so much on him just having gay sex, and it's like, and this isn't from like a homophobic standpoint. This is just from like, all right, we get it, because it just happens so much, right? Because like that's the thing with Power in general. There's a lot of sex scenes, but like for Drew, it like actively like hurt his character, right? It made him so boring. It was like an instant skip whenever I saw Everett on the screen, like legit, like the worst part. Drew without Everett was peak. But it's like, god damn, not to curse, man. I mean, like, golly, man. I know the juxtaposition of me saying golly in a video about power, but anyways, this is part of a new series, not a series, um, a new experiment. It's gonna be posting a video every single day of like whatever my thoughts are. I just had thoughts about power. I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, and like yeah. Anyways, well, I've been wanting to talk about it for a while. I like power a lot, and I feel like it actually is like a very interesting analysis of like the human psyche, right? So, um, cause like yeah, I'm gonna be posting videos every single day. So hit like, subscribe. Why not? Cause like if you want to vibe, if you enjoy the vibe, if you don't enjoy the vibe, I mean, why would you be this far into? It's like 26 minutes into the video, so you enjoy the vibe. Therefore, just hit like, bro. Like, it's no big deal. What happens if you hit like? Nothing. Nothing bad. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Cause like I'm just trying to like squeeze as much thoughts about power out, so I can just like get out of my brain. um, so I'm like trying to scan to see if it's like anything else I want to talk about. I didn't really talk about Tasha, but I don't know. Oh, I love Simon Stern. I feel like he's a dope ass character. And what's his name? Lorenz Tate. Rashad Tate. That's his name. All right, Rashad Tate, dope ass character. Like I love Power Man. He's like he's I don't know. That's it. Anyways, bye.